Yo, what's going on, boys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. Appreciate y'all for coming through. Appreciate y'all for watching. Appreciate y'all for joining me for another day in the life as a pest control technician. If you like these videos, make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to be going over basically everything that's going to be going on in my life on my way to making my first $100,000. And right now I'm in pest control. That's what I do for a living. And just kind of want to share with you guys the importance of going and working hard. We live in a society now where everybody wants to be an influencer. And I get it. Everybody wants to have their own business. Everybody wants to have their own way of making money. But there is no shame in getting a regular job and working, saving, budgeting, and investing. The traditional route still works. And I'm so happy to be able to bring you guys this content because I'm just showing you that it works, right? Are there times where I'm scrolling on Instagram and YouTube like, damn, I wish I could make more money? Sure. Sure. Right? I mean, who doesn't want to make $10,000 a month, right? That's why it's a very popular YouTube title. I think there's a lot of caveats. I think there's a lot of things that most people probably aren't taking into consideration, right? This whole laptop lifestyle of going on a beach and, typing on a laptop, whether it's trading, e-commerce, or something else, right? These internet money people. There's a lot of just stuff that they're not showing you behind the scenes of what it's actually like. They show you the highlights. They show you what it could look like or what you idealistically want it to look like. But what it actually looks like is very different. So, at least in my life, working in pest control, it's very, very helpful, right? Because it teaches you a lot of things, right? Being in a regular job, number one, it humbles you because you have to provide value to people. You have to, right? It's not like when you're trading and you just want to make money on the Nasdaq, right? You're not really helping anybody. You're not solving a real issue by trading, right? You're making money, right? Even though 85 to 90% of traders never make money long term, but in the short term, yeah, you're making money, but you're not helping anybody. You're not really adding to society in any way. So that's one thing that I'm kind of glad I stepped out of because prior to getting into pest control, I was a futures trader. I used to trade for multiple firms, got $10,000 in payouts per month for like 6 months straight. I have been on live accounts. I've done it all as far as the retail trader's experience goes, and it was fun, right? It helped me build a foundation, but working a regular traditional job is not like a bad thing, right? And I think that if you're gonna do those type of things, it doesn't have to be trading in particular, but anything that where is your income is performance dependent, you really are going to want something that is like a safety net, whether it's a savings, investments, a job, right? To me, like this is a safety net. Now, if I were to get back into trading, which I don't plan on it, let me be clear, I don't plan on getting back into trading, but if I were to, it would be at a lot less risk than when I first started. Because when I first started doing trading, I was just doing it straight out of like my savings account, whatever I had in my bank account at the time. Like that was my safety net. Now my safety net is my bank account plus my job, right? So my whole point in saying this is working a job is not as bad as the internet loves to make it seem. The internet loves to shit on 9 to 5 jobs. They love to do it. But the reality is most people aren't entrepreneurs. Most people aren't made and don't think in a way to operate and own a business at a high level to where they can achieve, that laptop lifestyle. And that's just the cold hard truth. Some people will say, "Oh, well, I'm different. I'm the exception. I'm the 1 in 100 people." It's like, yeah, but the dude next to you thinks the same thing. And the person next to him thinks the same thing. And you all think that you guys are the one exception, but the reality is there's only one exception. So, I mean, I just came to a point. The reason why I left trading was because I understood that the odds were massively stacked against me. And in order for me to kind of mitigate the damage that trading can do to someone's life, I just decided to leave. And I had to leave an entire friend group because of this exact decision, because they were still like on the trading train. They just were like, "Oh, I'm still gonna make it. Like, I know I'm gonna retire off trading. And this is gonna be my business. This is how I'm gonna make money." I'm just like, the stats don't support that theory. And I've tried like talking to that friend group and saying, "Hey, look, like maybe we should do something else. Maybe that's something that's less risky. Maybe we could like build a community on YouTube. Maybe we could build a community on one of these other platforms." Nobody wanted to do that. They were just focused on trading, which to all of them, like I say, best of luck to you. I understand when the game is stacked against me, especially in the financials markets. I'm just not willing to play that game any longer. And if they are, by all means, all power to you, brother. But I'm not going to join you. My money's staying in my bank account, right? So that's basically what's brought me up to this point today. Now, moving forward, like I said, I'm in pest control. So what I do is I work for a company. What we do is we help people get rid of their pest problems, whatever it may be: ants, mosquitoes, ticks, roaches, whatever the case may be, right? And I work a set schedule, 40 hours a week. I get a set paycheck. Usually, it sometimes varies a little bit, not too much, so it's not like worth mentioning. But I make a consistent income every single month. It checks at my bank account like clockwork. I don't have to really worry about it. And the peace of mind that comes with working a 9 to 5 is so underrated. The peace of mind that comes with working a 9 to 5 is something that you should really cherish, especially if you're a younger guy or gal. You should really cherish that, because if you do it the right way, you will have a decent amount saved, you'll have a decent amount invested, and then you'll have that appetite for risk. You'll be able to take on a risk and it won't detriment your life. It won't ruin you. But if you don't do the right stuff, you're going to be working a job your whole life, which is the whole marketing bullshit that they like to spew out. It's like, "Oh, you're going to be working a 9 to 5 for the next 60 years of your life." It's like, yeah, if you're stupid, like if you're dumb and you just don't save anything, you don't invest anything, you don't learn anything while you're at the job, then yeah, you're gonna be there your whole life. But this, like, we live in 2026, y'all. Like, this isn't 1976 where the job you're at is the job you keep. There's plenty of times that I've gotten a job and I've left because there was something better, right? Or I was doing something really well and it was paying me, right? All this to say, working a 9 to 5 job is a blessing in disguise for 99% of people. There's so many arguments you could say. "Oh yeah, well, you're getting it up the butt by the government because they're taking your cash." Blah, blah, blah. Listen, for all the people out here who want to shit on 9 to 5 jobs, let me just ask you a specific question, right? Some people make it work, some people don't. For the people who think they're making it work, let me ask you this: how much money is in your bank account? Let me ask you that. How much money is in your bank account? Because I got plenty of money in my bank account. I'm not going to disclose how much is in there because it's personal, but how much money is in your bank account, right? And if you don't have a job right now, let me ask you: how long would it take you to make $3,000 doing what you're doing, right? And how long has it taken you to get the money that's currently in your bank account right now, whatever number that is, right? And you have to ask yourself these real questions, especially as you're working a job, because you have to be real. You can't be in a delusional world where you're like, "Oh, well, maybe if I go to work for like 2 months and then I save up and then I put it all in Bitcoin and then shit blows the fuck up and then I'm a millionaire." Like, dude, like you can't be that stupid, right? You have to learn how to budget. You have to learn how to invest a little bit. You gotta learn how to pay off debt if you have debt. These are all small things that seem unimportant, especially to younger people, but they're the foundation to your own life. Like, they're literally the foundation to your financial life. And if you don't take care of those things, you're gonna have to pay the price later. It's not like you can just kick the can down the road and the can disappears. The can's still there. Like, their debt's still gonna be there. Your $0 bank account balance is still there, right? Your portfolio of crypto meme coins is still at zero. So you gotta, like, my thing is here, I'm not really a preachy type of guy. Like, I don't like to preach and tell people what to do. I just speak from my point of view and say what makes sense to me and what doesn't make sense, right? So like, it's really really hard for me to get on the bandwagon of like sales, right? I do sales, right? So it's hard for me to be on like the internet marketer sales funnel high ticket bullshit. Like I can't get alongside that because that's not the reality of what sales actually is, right? Sales is a lot of hard work and preparation, and sometimes it just doesn't pay off, right? There's no guarantees in sales. Like that's the number one thing I've told all the entry levels that I've trained. There's no guarantees if you're going off 100% commission. The only guarantee is that you're going to put in the work. That's the only thing you can guarantee. You can't guarantee that you're going to make $15,000 a month. You can't guarantee that because it's not your decision. That's the end consumer's decision on whether or not they want your company's product or not. So that's something that like I just don't vibe with. I don't really vibe with the whole marketing bullshit that people have about sales, trading, all these get rich quick schemes. Oh, buy my course. I hate that shit. I hate that shit so much. And it's like the thing with a 9 to 5 job that what it really does is it allows you to like block out the noise because you get a consistent income and you get to budget it. So now you have money. So when you have money and you have no debt and you have investments and you have your safety nets and you have all these things in order, a lot of this sales bullshit that you hear doesn't really like sound attractive because you don't need it, right? How can someone convince you to invest in Bitcoin when you've already put in, let's say, $50,000 into the markets and you're accruing at 8%, right? You're already ahead of the curve. You already have a savings. You already have an emergency fund. You already have this. You already have everything. You're good. So when people come to you and they're like, "Oh, buy my course," you're not going to be like, "Oh yeah, that's a good investment." You're going to be like, "No, I'm good. I'm good, but best of luck, bro." And that's the position you want to be in, and you can get in that position wherever you're at, whether you're at Walmart, Target, Best Buy, wherever you work at. If you just are conscious about the way you spend your money, you can get there. If you're going to spend your money willy nilly, all these microtransactions, it's not going to work out for you, my boy. You're gonna get cooked, right? You got to put down the Dunkin' Donuts. You got to put down the McDonald's. You got to put down the convenience store purchases. These are all like finances before 100K is really just about impulse control. It's not about how much you make, because if you have a half decent job that pays you 50K a year, and this is like half decent, in 2 years you should be able to save, or 3 years you should be able to save up 100K, ideally, right? Obviously there's taxes, expenses, stuff like that, but you get my gist, right? Most people don't even have $1,000 in their savings account. Most people have over $6,000 in debt. Most people don't even have an IRA. Most people don't even have an investment portfolio for the long term. Most people, right? We're talking more than 50% of the population in any given state. I live in the East Coast, so it's a little bit different. People are a little bit more financially savvy, but still the data is still the data. Like, a lot of people aren't doing these financial first steps, and they're falling victim to get rich quick schemes. And on my channel, I try to educate you guys and tell you, like, don't do that. Please don't be that dumb. Like, please don't be that stupid. Like, control your spending, control your habits. If you feel like you want to buy something and you don't need it, don't buy it. Just don't buy it. Keep the money in your bank account, put it in the market, let it accrue 8% per year, and do your thing. Like, it's so funny. The thing that I started reading a book, right? And it said something like, the more you do, the less you do, the less you have to do, right? So if you take the time, right, and you just dedicate 1 year to getting your finances straight, the rest is easy. It's basically on autopilot after that. because then you're just putting everything on auto pay. All your bills are on auto pay. All your investing is auto reoccurring, so you don't even have to think about it. Your savings, you just do that yourself. You just put money in your savings account, and it just takes care of itself. The money just goes here, 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 and by the end of 10 years, you're ahead of 90% of people, and you barely did anything. Like you barely did anything. You didn't need to consult a financial advisor. You didn't need to do a bunch of stuff, and you end up ahead of everyone. So that's the gist, guys. And I hope that you find some value out of this, because that's really why I do these videos, is to help someone ideally who's younger, who just doesn't really know what to do and is getting just perma spammed by marketing and YouTube videos. So I try to like kind of balance it out. If you like these videos, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe, because I'll be doing more videos like this on my way to $100,000 saved. And best believe once I reach that point, I'm going to make a video on it. Peace.